This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxSpeedTV.
We edge ever so closer to the end of the regular season. However, with 3 more races left, including tonight, we still don't know who will be officially in the top 12. That will happen after round 10. But tonight, Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round 8 of the Doug Design ARCA Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com, the 2.5-mile rectangular oval where the rafting will play a role on the straights, but not so much in the short shoots. What will be the outcome of tonight, and who will kiss the bricks? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to MaxSpeedTV. Myself, Joshua Medlock, alongside a newcomer with me, but not new to broadcasting, Brian Delp. Brian, how you doing out there, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for tonight and for the racing we're about to see. Indy's such a great track when you put any car on it. So seeing these ARCA Series cards running around here, this is going to be an exciting series tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be an exciting race. Well, it looks like we've got a pretty stacked field out here, too, this evening. About 40 drivers have entered the Brickyard, as, well, you know, that's what it's called, the Brickyard 400 or whatever. Well, Indianapolis, regardless. This track is unique in a way. It's rectangular and not directly an oval. 4 turns, and they're all pretty much the same, except for when the track is as hot as it is right now.
Yeah, the biggest difference here with these turns, while maybe shaped the same, is that you have those long straightaways on the front stretch and back stretch, which makes the entrance to the turns completely different. Uh, you you definitely have to use some more braking and into the turns 1 and 2, 3. And with that, that kind of is what settles the car. But then once you're getting into the short shoots areas and into turns 2 and 4, the car can get a little unsettled with the heat, especially on the track.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we're going to get to that right now, starting with the pre-race analytics here real quick. We've got a good wind there coming out of the northeast at about 10 miles an hour. We've got an air temp of 79. That track temp has gone up, Brian, since we last looked at it. It was 110. It's 113 degrees now. You was out there under the ghost car out there running some laps, and it seemed like it's a little bit slick out there.
Yeah, I wanted to get a handle on what these guys are feeling. I like to know what's going on. And so I hopped in and ran some laps, and this car is slick. You get into a turn, and you can have that wheel turn just a little bit too much, and you pick up that throttle. And that back end, especially like I said, in turns 2 and 4, wants to come around on exit. So you have to really be working that wheel if you want to keep up the speed, because otherwise you're going to have to let out and you're going to lose all of that momentum, which is so important at Indy, especially with those long straights.
Oh, yeah. Man, Indy is one of the longest front and back stretches, aside, of course, from Pocono. Pocono has a really long stretch as well. But we're not at Pocono. We're at Indy, so we can forget Pocono right now. But we're going to be pulling 80 laps here this evening, 200 miles. Now, I got that tire window, Brian, at about 30 to 40. I don't quite think they can make the tire window. Now, the fuel, though, however, we was doing some discussing here between me, you, and Gary Wells. Somewhere between 25 and 30 laps is going to be the fuel run here this evening. Do you think maybe later on in the race we might see some guys try to stretch it to 31, 32 laps?
It's going to be very difficult to stretch it that far here, especially because you're going to lose so much time if you try to save fuel. While it is a large track, any mistake that could happen, say you do try to stretch it and then start to run short, that can cause issues. And if you're one of those back marker guys that maybe you're not quite up to speed and you're trying to save fuel, that's another point where you're going to be too far back and it's just not going to make up the time you need. So while it could be an option, I don't think it's the best option here today.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get down to pit road speed here at about 60 miles per hour. We've got a good pace speed here, but, man, pacing here at Indianapolis is gruesome, kind of like Pocono. Good pace speed, though, 75 laps here this evening. We're going to go ahead and drop it off here and get down here to the point standings. Now, Brian, I don't know if you have the point standings. They're on the website at www.extrememotorsports99.com in the ARCA series. I forgot to give you those.
Yeah, I don't have those.
That's my bad. All right, that's all me. I'll blame fault at that. So we're going to go ahead and run through these here real quick. Brad Slaughter Jr., 242, is going to hold the top spot there in first place as my dogs decide they want to put their 2 cents in here this evening. Jake Bustos is going to hold second here this evening, 237 points, 5 back. Brendan L. Book up 3 spots into third. At an even 237 points, though, behind Jake Bustos. Eric Talent up 3 spots into fourth, 196 points, 4 back. Brian Wasserman down 2, still holding in fifth there, 195 points, 1 back. Cal Knapp Sr. is up 2 spots into sixth, 188 points, 7 back. Patrick Moore in 7th, up a spot, 185 points, 3 back. Rick Christensen up 4 spots into 8th, 183 points, 2 back. Orlando Rivera in 9th, down 4 spots, 182 points, 1 back. And Rodrigo Loga is going to round out the top 10 of 5 spots from last week at 177 points, 5 back. Pierce Moffitt, one of the biggest movers here, is going to be up 7 positions, cracking himself into the top 12 in 11th at 172 points, 5 points behind Rodrigo Loga. Eli Green going to be down 8 spots from last week into 12th, just on the cusp of there, holding on into the top 12 at 170 points, 2 back. Then we get at that cutoff, of course, And 13th right now is James Shane Wolf, down 2 spots, 167 points, 3 back. James Thorndike down 4 spots in 14th, 164 points, 3 back. And Kevin Frank's going to round out the top 15 here, down 3 spots in 15th, 154 points, 10 back. But Brian, I know you don't have the point standings unless you're looking on the broadcast there. And you know, we're winding down the regular season. Drivers are going to have to get it going here, coming down to, well, 3 races, including tonight. They're going to have to do something to get into the top 12.
Yeah, the biggest thing, though, is you got to think about it and be smart about it. A lot of times, racers, we get in our own heads. You see that you're a little bit back on points, and you try to push a little too hard. And then what do? You end up wrecking your car and taking yourself out of it entirely. So something that every driver says you need, but no one seems to ever have, is patience. And that's something that you got to learn. And that's why you see some of the drivers being the top drivers that they are, is they have that patience to not put themselves in bad positions. And if you are pushing too hard, then you're going to put yourself in that bad position and possibly take yourself out of the race, and then any chance at making that top 12.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, anything goes really from tonight. I would say anything goes. They do still have rules here with Extreme Motorsports 99.com. And, you know, yeah, anything goes. But, yeah, you got to be patient. You got to be on point. But we are coming down to qualifying here. We're going to step away, play the national anthem, folks. Don't go anywhere. We got team points to go down here, as well as going to be getting our picks here this evening on MaxSpeedTV. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Stand of the brave, the U.S. of A.
righty, folks, back live here on MaxSpeedTV. Madison Rising with our national anthem. We got team points to go down here. Of course, the ARCA Series team points and the overall team points. I just let Brian in on the ARCA team points here, and really the overall team points as well. But, Brian, you have the ARCA team points coming into tonight, round number 8. Man, I'm going to turn the mic over to you, bud. Go ahead.
Yeah, so sitting in the ARCA team points here at the top is Virtual Racing Alliance with 242 points. In second is Kicking Asphalt Racing with 188. Then in third is Primetime Motorsports with 183, real close to that second place. In fourth is Evans Wells Racing with 173. Fifth is East Coast Motorsports with 164. Samspin Motorsports comes in sixth with 148. BDE Legacy Esports comes in seventh with 146, and with 136 in eighth position is 4X Racing.
All right, that's the ARCA Series team points here. Thank you, Brian. That's an awesome job there, bud. First time doing those. But the overall team points, this is really where it really matters right up here, Brian, is that team championship. Once everything's tallied after round 5 of the chase of the Cup Series, once everything's done, taken care of, we end the full season all across the board. This is where that team championship comes into place. And right now we got Virtual Racing Alliance set by the top spot with 23.45. Primetime in second with 22.11. East Coast Motorsports in third with 18.81. Kicking Asphalt Racing in fourth with 16.42. Samson Motorsports in fifth with 15.86. Very close, though. Evans Wells Racing in sixth with 15.39. Really close there with Samson. 4X Racing in seventh with 13.68. And BDE Legacy Esports in eighth with 10.33. But anything can change. I mean, we have 4 series, Brian, that we've got to look at. The ARCA, the Trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup. And this all goes to these overall team points. So what you see this week, tonight, for this week, will definitely change going into next Monday night.
Yeah, anything can happen when points are crossed all series like that, because you may have one bad race for your team in one of the lower series or even a higher series, and then your team could easily make up those points in one of the others.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, let's go ahead and this is something I do always, Brian. They're going to dive into their drivers' meeting here. Of course, before I get into chat here, shout out to, of course, Doug Design, for coming on board, sponsoring the ARCA Series again this season. A big shout out to Doug Design and Doug Blackman out there for doing what they do. Of course, go show them some love over on Facebook at facebook.com/TheRealDougDesign. He actually wraps the ARCA car in real life for a driver by the name of Eric Caldell, for everybody that does not know. So, does have some take and then some leeway and foot in the door per se for NASCAR. So you hit up Doug Design and man, go show him some love. We'll get to the giveaway here in just a little bit, but give a shout out to our fans out there in chat. Brennan Kennedy, Napa Know How out there this evening. Looks like Gary Wells joining us in the booth here, or in the chat here this evening. Not in the booth tonight. He is in chat. GT Hawkins Racing out there in chat. Jake Bustos actually out there racing tonight. He is, looks like on pole here this evening. He is out there in chat. Let's see here. Scott Hibbs, Brian Odell. Oh, got a $1.99 donation there from Mr. Stephen Dean. Thank you there, buddy. I do appreciate it. Awesome support from everybody out there. Jeremy Knapp out there in chat. GT Hawkins racing again. And Gary Wells and Napa Know How, man. Glad to see everybody out there tuning in here this evening. I think Brian's in for a treat here tonight. He said I'm not as loud as he thought I was. I think I'm going to have to get louder here, folks.
I wouldn't say that you're not quite as loud, but you're definitely not as much as I expected from watching some of these past broadcasts. But I'm definitely excited for the racing we're about to see because Indy's just such a historic and fun track. The Indy cars when they come here always put on a great show. The NASCAR cars when they come here, Xfinity's probably been the best when it comes to NASCAR and being here as of late. But anytime you put any car here at Indy, it's such just an exciting race with so much drama filled in the race. So I'm excited to see how this progresses.
Oh yeah, for sure. Making some notes here. Okay, got the notes down here. I'm away from my mic here, folks, so give me a minute. But uh, tonight is going to be a little bit different. I know we usually have, a person at a certain position at a certain lap will win a custom license plate from Doug Blackman, Doug Designs. But tonight's going to be a little bit different. Tonight is going to be the biggest mover overall. That is after the race. And we'll spend some time to take a look at it, and of course I'll get that information to Doug. But they have to attend the meetings, the drivers' meeting, pre-race and post-race. And unfortunately, standbys are excluded from this because you must qualify and you must put in a legit lap. And it looks like really out there, we have some times rolling in that have rolled in here, anywhere between 54 to 57. So I'd say it was a pretty good turnout there in qualifying.
Yeah, especially at the top, some of these times are really close when you look at it. And with the draft factoring in, once we start, those times are going to get even quicker and closer to one another. So even though you may have qualified down lower, you still have an opportunity here with that draft helping pick things up. And then the car just handles different in the draft also. So
Oh
it just
yeah.
comes down to managing who's going to be able to take that difference and be able to run with it.
Yeah, draft, on the front stretch and the back stretch, you see it a lot of times in the Indy cars where they'll weave down, they'll come out of four and they'll weave down next to the wall and then they'll come back up going into turn number two or close to turn number two, trying to break the draft from one another. And it is so hard to break the draft here at Indy. We've got a bunch of drivers out here. It's going to be difficult to separate yourself.
Yeah, another thing is a lot of times the only way to really make a pass here is on that inside. So if you are stuck on that outside, you got to worry a little bit about pushing up too far and into that wall because if you're side by side in any of these turns and you get on that gas just a little bit too much while you're out of that groove, it's just going to send you straight to the wall. So a lot of these guys have to be patient when they're making moves along with when someone's maybe making a move on them. So you got to
Yeah.
pick and choose your battles so much here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it looks like are they dismissing from the yeah, they're dismissing from the drivers meeting it here, it looks like. So we are going to be able to get our pole sitter up here. That's going to be Jake Bustos. So let's see here if we can go down through TeamSpeak here and to see if we can find Jake Bustos here real quick. Jake Bustos, buddy, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, Jake, you're going to grab the pole out here tonight with a 54.962, only 12 1,000ths of a second ahead of Edward Bray there. And Kyle Knapp, not too far behind either there, Jake. I mean, three drivers, the top three here in the 54.9s. And Rodrigo Loga almost got in that 54 range. Well, what is it going to take here? 80 laps at Indianapolis, round number 8, setting in second, 5 points behind Brad, 37 ahead of Brandon L. Book in the point standing. I wouldn't say you're locked into the chase, but you got a pretty good thing going for you right now. Talk about it.
Well, we've just been real consistent this year. I think we had one little hiccup at Vegas, but other than that, we've been keeping her near the front, keeping the nose clean. And I mean, at this point, only a couple of races left to the chase. It's just all about keeping her pointed in the right direction, getting those strong finishes, and rolling into the chase. And that's when we get to start letting her eat a little bit more.
Do you think right now it's going to have to be consistency for you and just to stay up front and not have a bad race?
Yeah, there's so many drivers at the top that can come and win every week, and it's just one mistake and it'll just destroy you with as many drivers as we have. So as long as you can keep it near the front, top 10, top 12, and keep it clean, that's what it's going to take to get in the chase.
All righty, buddy. Well, Jake, congratulations on pole. Brian, anything for Jake Bustos out here before we let him go?
How's the track feeling out there right now? I see some shade over the track now. Is that what it was like during qualifying? Or I know during practice it was pretty hot and slick. What was it feeling like to you?
Definitely was a little slick coming off the corners, 2 and 4 especially. It felt a little bit better in qualifying, getting down into 1 and 3. I don't know if that has something to do with the shade or not, but it's definitely going to be an interesting race if we keep having that partly cloudy sky coming in and out throughout the race.
All right. Well, Jake, congratulations, bud, on pole, man. We'll let you get back down there. Get ready, because we're about to get a little extreme here tonight.
Hey, I appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate Doug Design putting the league on. Thanks, guys.
Bud. All right. Well, let me get back down there to the lobby because that's where I found him. I don't know exactly what team he's in, but we'll go ahead and put him back down there. How about we go mid-pack here this evening? How about see if we can get I've interviewed. How about we go with Ryan Branshaw? He's down here in Evans Wells Racing, I believe. No. Ryan Branshaw. He is. Oh, he's 4X. My bad. All right. Ryan Branshaw, buddy. Got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Ryan, man, I thought you was with Evans Wells Racing. I don't know. It slipped my mind there, bud. You're with 4X here, man. But hey, you're gonna qualify 19th here. So man, how's the track feeling out there for you, bud?
Ooh, it gets a little tight after the second lap for me. So I'm definitely gonna have to back off well before where I normally do. But it's hot. It's gonna be slick, and hopefully we can get some green flag runs in.
All right, Brian. Anything for Ryan Branshaw here, buddy?
So what is your plan at the start of the race here with you being a little bit buried back in the pack a little bit? You planning on taking it conservative a little bit, fill people out, or are you thinking just push for it the whole time?
Well, I mean, last time I said I'd be conservative, I ended up getting spun. I definitely don't want to push it because I know it's gonna happen if I do push it. So I think I'm just gonna hang back here, bide my time, and hopefully find myself at the front at the end.
All righty, Ryan, we'll let you get to it, man. Good luck down there, buddy. Man, it's 80 laps here. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of laps, but man, Indianapolis, it's a big track. So you guys are going to be willing and dealing it out there here tonight. Good luck, Ryan.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
All right. Man, well, it's about 2:30. Let's go back toward the field here a little bit. How about we go with Ryan Swan here real quick. He's starting at the back, toward the back. Got to find him here real quick. Well, I don't know where he's at. I honestly don't know where he's at. A little lost here. See up there in the ARCA lobby? I don't see him. All right. Well, we won't get him up here. Let's just go ahead and kind of keep it to 2 here tonight, Brian. But, man, what do you think is going to happen? Oh, we didn't do our picks, man. Who do you got picked here this evening? That's right.
Well, since it's my first time picking, and I don't know everyone here yet, I think I got to go with the name I saw the most from chat, Kyle Knapp, sitting in the 3rd position at the moment. I could see him holding on here. Clean driver, just putting his time in and maybe waiting for someone else to make a mistake and making those passes. So that's who I'm going to have to go with here.
All right. Well, my pick tonight, I told him I was going to pick him. is, of course, going to be Rick Christensen in the number 6, currently starting in 6th here tonight. So right now he's 6 for 6.
I don't know if you want that at the moment. We'll.
Yeah,
That might not be the best luck.
Well, we won't go there let's not go there. But right now he's 6 for 6. Hopefully he can go 6-6-1 here tonight and bring it home with a victory lane. Rick's due for a win here tonight. Currently sitting back there in that 8th spot in the points, 183 points, 2 behind Patrick Moore. I think this is gonna be a good race. I really do. I mean, it's Indianapolis. We got a good sized field. We may see some cautions, yeah, nonetheless, but. I think we're going to see a definitely a good race here, but we're going to count them down here at about 15 seconds left here, Brian. Then it's going to be time to grid them up here this evening. So, man, we're getting there.
Yeah, I can't wait to get this underway as my first broadcast here on MaxSpeedTV, and it's just such a fun thing, and just waiting to see these guys take that first corner here. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of calamity on that first turn as guys are filling each other out. But you always hope not, but you always kind of start to expect it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, the MaxSpeedTV starting grid here tonight. It's going to be Jake Bustos. Almost called him Jack there. Jake Bustos in first. Man, what a run there for Jake. Going to grab the pole. Edward Bray in second on the outside here this evening. Kyle Knapp, your pick here this evening. Going to start third. Rodrigo Luga fourth. Brennan Elbook in fifth. Rick Christensen, my pick, going to be starting in sixth. James Thorndike in seventh. Lane Doyle in eighth. Tyler Raw ninth. Matt Alverson going to round out the top 10, Brian.
And starting in 11th is Jeremy Rigney. In 12th is Eli Green. 13th is Brian Wasserman. 14th is Randy Kruter. 15th is Sean Corcoran. 16th is Corcoran. Apologies. Yep. 16th is Brad Slaughter Jr. In 17th, we have
Brad
Wetzel.
Wetzel Pretzel.
18th is Eric Talent. In 19th, we have Ryan Branchew. And Branchaw, passing it back to you for 20 through 30.
Okay. Russell LePage in 20th. James Shane Wolf 21st. Lee Staples 22nd. Kevin Franks 23rd. Justin Lemke 24th. Orlando Rivera 25th. Chris Canfield 26th. Pierce Moffitt 27th. Jeff Glockner 28th. Patrick Moore. Finish us out here tonight, Brian.
And in 30th, we have Doug Blackman. 31st, Edward Morris Sr. 32nd is Carter Coop. 33rd is Cody Kepner. 34th is Fernando Gamboa.
Yep, that's right.
In 35th, we have Ryan Swan. 36th is Donnie Lee. 37th, we have Rick Donathan Sr. 38th is Sebastian Taylor. 39th is Chris Scala. 40th is Keith Haney. And 41st is Nolan Neiman.
All right. There we go. That's going to round it out here on the field. Man, this is a good field for Indianapolis.
Yeah, 41 cars here. That's a huge field. You're going to see guys moving up and down the entire time, which is good for those wanting that custom license plate. So this is going to be a big race to see guys moving up and down.
Yes, it is. And, of course, we're going to get a close view here. Indianapolis doesn't have the best, I would say the best camera angles here, even though our camera angles are custom. It's just not the best. So we'll, of course, stay here on Jake Bustos here. And, man, it is such a long track around this track, Brian.
Yeah, when this track is so long at 2.5 miles, along with, some of those other big ones like Pocono that we talked about, it's just such a long pace lap. But at this point, it's one of those tracks that your nerves get amped up and you're just waiting for that green flag to fly.
Haley Tagan out there in chat. Lee Rigney joining us in chat here this evening on the backstretch here tonight. And you know it, Gary, because I'm going to say it here this evening as we make our way around turn number 3 here this evening to the second short shoot here at Indianapolis. And, of course, we'll be making our way down into turn 4 here this time by Pull those belts tight one more time, folks. We're about to go green flag racing here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round number 8 of the Doug Design ARCA series for Extreme Motorsports 99.com, presented by MaxSpeedTV. Joshua Medlock, Brian Delp up here in the booth. Pace car is off. Jake Busto's going to waste no time. He is going to be on the loud pedal, and the green flag is out. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing here at Indianapolis.
A lot of the guys we see are too wide throughout the field going into turn 1, but as they come off, a lot of them are starting to single file out there.
I think early on, right now, you've got to make your passes quickly if you're going to make them. Of course, you can't change lanes before the start-finish line, and you can't go 3 wide before the exit of turn 2. And, you know, turn 2 here is kind of different, Brian, because you got to go around turn 1 and then through the short chute and then turn 2 onto the backstretch before you can go 3 wide if that's what you're going to do. Oh, we almost see that 3 wide action happening there. Looks like somebody might have got into the wall. The 32 of Lane Doyle. That's something you're going to have to be careful with.
Yeah, touching that wall can kill your car here just because of how important the aerodynamics are. And then that wall just kills your speed because sometimes you can't get off of it either.
All right, well, let's see here. Looks like Jake Bustos is going to lead the first lap. 79 laps to go here tonight. Everybody knows how I do it. I like to give everybody out there in chat a hard time. Eric Talent. Got some passing and side-by-side back here with the 05 of Eric Talent. It looks like the 17 of Wetzel Pretzel out there. Well, that's what we call Brad Wetzel here. I learned his nickname, so that's what we call him. The 43's around. Whoa! Boy, Sean Corcoran, the first caution of the evening here tonight. Well, let's go back and take a look. Might have to go to a different angle here. Let's go to a far chase here and kind of see what we've got. I'm running a different program here than Brian, but we'll still go ahead and take a look. Yeah, you're looking at it too. The number 43 of Sean Corcoran.
It looked like he got a run on the 77 and checked up just a little bit to not get into the back of him. At that point, the car dove to his outside there.
Right
the
there.
83. Yeah. It looked like the 83 just tried to put it in a hole that wasn't quite there. They made contact and brings out our first yellow of the race.
Well, did the 83, did he get into the wall any? That's the thing. It doesn't look like the 83 got into the wall. Just might also got a little bit loose there too, getting up next to the wall. Of course, we're going to see the 43 hit the wall there. We have another driver going to get a piece of it. Looks like the 05 going to get a piece of the 43 as well. Oh, no! Somebody a full head of steam. That is going to be the 98. And, of course, the 08 also going to get a piece of the 43. You can just see the pieces flying off of that. The 08 going to get rear-ended there by the 35. Oh, good Lord. It looks like the 24. The 38 going to somehow squeeze by there, but the 24 going to get a piece there as well. Going to go up into the wall. The 14 also going to go into the wall. And just kind of taking a look at it here from a far chase view.
Yeah, there was even more wrecks going on afterwards where cars, the 05 with his damage later on after they passed the incident ended up getting into the 26. So all around it looked like there were just cars just meleeing into one another.
All right, well, let's get down here. And, well of course, I'm not an admin, but we will get the official word here from the admin. I'm going to open up my Google Docs here. And, everything we get, Brian, is directly from the admins. Of course, who we have in the tower here is, it looks like we've got John Sterling and Rick Donovan up there in the tower here. I thought Curtis Vollmer was up there, but it looks like It's going to be Rick Donathan up there in the tower here this evening. But a shout out to Curtis as well for, doing what he does up in the tower. So let's see here what we've got here coming down the pipeline as our first caution of the evening. Let me get over there to it here, folks. One of those things I didn't have pulled up. Okay, well, it looks like it's going to be at fault the 83. Contact with the 43. The 83 will receive an EOL. 83 tag right rear of the 43 coming to turn 3. So the first offense is a black flag, which is an EOL, Brian. I know you're new. You're getting used to everything over here. So I don't make the calls. I just follow them.
Yeah, that one was pretty easy to tell. You could kind of see the 83 didn't end up touching the wall at all. I went back and looked at it, but he definitely ended up tagging the rear of the 43 there. It's just little miscalculations like that can happen when you're racing this close together and you get those big runs that happen.
J May's out there in chat. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we're already ready to go back green flag here. Not the start I'm sure they wanted here tonight, Brian, early on, but you got a big field. You do got a wide track when it comes to the front and back stretch, but man, these short shoots ain't very wide.
Yeah, you typically don't see a lot of passing in the short shoots. You mainly use them to set up your passes for the straightaways, get a good exit out of the short shoot and into these straights, and then you'll be able to get a nice draft and then make your pass. So it's very hard to go through them side by side because that's when a lot of times you'll see an incident occur if you are, because you're just so close in that tight little area.
All right. Well, we're going to make our way down into turn number 3 here, buddy. And, Indianapolis is a unique track because each turn is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But you get to tracks like Daytona, Talladega, Bristol, those tracks, turn 1 and 2, you go into turn 1 and you come out of turn 2. What you think that this track would have 8 turns?
It does feel like it's kind of that same old question with Pocono of does it really have 3 turns or is it 6?
Exactly. Exactly. We're getting them going here, bud. We're coming out of 4. Get them going here.
We're coming to that green flag, and Bustos takes off with a nice jump there, able to get clear, it looks like, as their Knapp is getting into the inside of Edward Bray there coming into turn 1, hoping to take that position on exit as they're nice and tight. It looks like they're double file back a little bit further as you see them fighting through there. Typically out of turn 2 is where you see them start the single file here. So a lot happening on the start.
Oh, yeah, a lot is happening on the start. And another rule that they have here, Brian, the leader, once all 4 tires of the pace car or truck, whatever that's out there, once all 4 tires are off the racing surface and below the line, the leader can go. He does not have to wait for that green. He can either wait or he can go. So that is something that is kind of unique to extreme motorsports, is you don't have to wait.
Yeah, a lot of leagues are starting to kind of adopt that rule because it gives the leader more control.
Yes.
Because if you're waiting until the green flag flies, everyone knows exactly when that's happening, and there's no real advantage to being the leader at that point. So doing it that way is the most fair way to the leader.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to be on Randy Cruder here. He is kind of under fire here, and on the outside, it looks like the 62 there of Tyler Raw going to go to the inside, trying to make the pass. I do not like these camera angles here at Indianapolis. I can't really see the car number.
There's a big battle going on here, though. It's all the way from 12th back to 18th. They're all pretty close to one another.
Yeah, they're all right here together. We're pretty much in the same vicinity here, Brian.
Yeah.
So we pretty much are looking at, kind of what's going on. Anywhere, like you said, between 12th and 18th, 19th here. A little bit of a gap. There was a little bit of a gap there showing. I think that's going to be between Tyler Raw and Pierce Moffitt there. Tyler coming up on that group of Randy Cruder, Ryan Branshaw, old Wetzel Pretzel, Brad Wetzel out there. So coming up on them, Ryan, man, he's going to make a couple of passes there, and he's going to go up to 14.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys making passes out there, of
Oh,
course,
am
going.
I seeing 3 wide? No, I'm not seeing 3 wide.
I hope not. That's just a devastation waiting to happen if they go 3 wide here.
I don't know if you've ever heard me yell 3 wide. 3 wide is very possible here at Indianapolis, especially on the front stretch and back stretch. As we see here, the 16 of Brian Branshaw there, going to dive it there. Side by side with, I believe that is going to be Lane Doyle. He's going to make the pass there. Now Ryan's going to come up screaming there. He's going to have to back it off. Lane's going to go back to the inside. He was kind of screaming there to Brad Wetzel. That's around 12th, 13th, and 14th here. Ryan trying to get every position he can, but right now, using up the tires, Brian.
Yeah, tires are very important, especially as the run goes on here, especially because it makes it so much easier to get down into 1 and 3, especially with the hard braking that you have to do after the straightaway. So for you to burn off your tires so quickly, you're just going to struggle to make that turn, and you're going to push more, and that's just going to allow you to miss the bottom and for the person behind you to make that time up. But there's a great battle happening for the lead right now as Knapp is really putting the pressure on Bustos here.
All right, that would be Knapp, not Knapp.
He's stuck with him, which is something that, of course, we talked about that draft. But one of the big things here also is sometimes just sitting behind someone can help you save tires because you're not trying to push yourself to get away. Sometimes it's more of a disadvantage to be the leader when you're trying to save tires.
And also, it can help you save fuel as well.
Yeah, that draft can help definitely because you're not necessarily on the throttle as much, especially getting into a turn because you have to lift earlier to get your car to really rotate in the draft because we all know what dirty air does. It makes your car so much tighter getting on entry.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you see a lot of wrecks happening if someone's drafting and going into a turn side by side. It causes a lot of issues. So you being behind them, you're lifting earlier to make sure you're hitting that corner, but you're not really losing time because of that. So that's where this being in second right now could be an advantage if we don't have a caution.
Now back here at around Coda Kapner here in 24th. Is, of course, going to get around Donnie Lee there. Donnie going to fall back a spot. Here comes the 52 of Carter Coop.
And we have a pass for the lead.
Pass for the lead as well.
Kyle Knapp just takes the lead from Bustos there. It was a great pass into the turn. Just stuck his nose under there and was able to hold the bottom, and there was nothing Bustos could do. We're now almost 3 wide on the front stretch here. See if someone's going to back out.
You go! No! We got a car into the wall! Oh, Rodrigo going to be involved in this as well. I think it started. All right, they're still wrecking. Oh, and it is a big, big pile up here, folks. This is huge here tonight. Looks like Matt Alverson also going to get a piece of the action here. Oh, this is a huge wreck, Brian.
Yeah, and it just looked like it was just such a big run on the front stretch from the 59 there that he just wasn't able to get slowed down enough, or he was very indecisive, and he just was able to tag the back of the 66 on the left rear and just send him right to the inside wall.
All right, well, let's get down here on the 66. Looks like, okay, that is going to be, okay, let's get on here the 66. That's James Thorndike at the 59 there. Edward Bray, our outside pole sitter. It looks like right there it was. Man, we'll get a closer look at this. We'll kind of rewind it here, and it looks like right there. Oh man, that might have been. Or could that have been? No, definitely with that bumper hook. There was definitely no hammy action. We call it hammy action. That's what we call net code, Brian. But there was no hammy action there. That was definitely a bumper hook there. And I don't think the 59 meant to do it, but however, that's going to send a 66 down hard into that concrete barrier. That's not a safer barrier. That's a concrete back up into the 10. That's where the 31's going to get a piece. Looks like the one somehow locked it down, but he's going to get a piece of it as well. We're going to go back up here and kind of take a look at the other drivers that was involved in this, either trying to dodge it or getting involved. It looks like the 11. There's where the 4 got a piece. I'm not sure exactly who that was. The 12? Or no, the 32, the 66, the 1, the 10. Oh, man, this is just calamity down here into the corner.
Yeah, as they were trying to avoid it, guys were just going for the same space, and some people were still coming in full head of steam into that wreck, trying to just drive through it, and it just caused a ton more wrecks to happen. And then from that, you just had cars junked in the middle of the track.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, everybody down pit road here. I think it's about time we see, we're going to see some pit stops. Oh, looks like Carter Coop there. He's going to elect to stay out here, but off pit road, it's going to be Kyle Knapp, then Jake Bustos, Brennan Elbook, Rick Christensen, James Thorndike, Randy Kruder, looks like Pierce Moffitt, Brian Wasserman, Patrick Moore. That's going to be, I believe, the top 10. Russell LePage, we'll just go with Russell LePage here, maybe the top 10 there. Off of a pit road. Well, we got time for an interview. It's Indianapolis. Who do you want to interview here this evening?
I think we grab Kyle Knapp if we can.
Right.
He's definitely took the lead there with that great pass, so kind of see what he's thinking after making that move.
Well, let me see if I can find what room he's in. And we'll definitely get him down here. There he is. Go ahead, bud. Mic is yours.
Hey, Kyle. We're just up here in the booth. You made a great pass there for that lead. What's your mind frame going forward here after knowing you have the ability to make those moves now? Are you feeling pretty confident?
I mean, I do got a good car, but I think Jake let me have it right there. I was definitely a little bit faster right there, but it'll be a little different when there's maybe only 10 to go. I bet he probably wouldn't let me pass him like that.
Now, it does look like the 52 stayed out here, so not going to be the leader on the restart. So what's your plan here? Kind of just go off him and try to make that pass right away with him being on the older tires, or are you just going to kind of sit back there and see how it goes?
Well, it all depends on how I get a start right here. If I can get with him and stay with him going into 1, I'll probably be able to clear him coming off at 2, hopefully, or either that or get right behind him and drop in line. I don't know. It'll be all depends on the start, I guess.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us, and good luck here on the restart and trying to get back to that lead.
Thanks.
Good luck, Kyle. All right, we're getting back down there to his team. Carter Coop is going to be in control of the field here once all 4 tires of the pace car make its dive off to the safety of pit road. And, Carter Coop did stay out. 13 laps, it looks like Ryan Swan also had stayed out here, currently running back there in that 8th spot. Started 35th. Carter Coop started 32nd. Man, couple of big movers early here, Brian, and I think they're all gunning here for that that custom license plate. But we are coming out of 4 here. The pace car is going to dive off to the safety of pit road, and it is going to be in Carter Coop's hands. He can go at any time, and it looks like he's going to hold him back here. And then the green flag is out. We're back underway here.
Yeah, he went with a little different strategy there. The past couple times, the leader had fired off pretty early. There, he's kind of stacked them up a little bit. Gave the opportunity now that the 74 is now under the 12 of Knapp. So that's causing some problems, but Knapp's able to get him cleared here into 2.
Yep, the number 12. Clear of Jake Bustos as we go single file for the most part. Oh, we got some swerving back here. And no, I don't mean swerving Irvin either here this evening. It looks like it's going to be, man, who was that swerving? It might have been the 82 of Russell LePage there. Might have been swerving.
And the 12 of Kyle Knapp is now back in the lead with the 74 following through. He made a very good move there. Just put his nose down there in 3, making it look like he wanted to take that spot there. It made the 52 run a little bit high, and instead he gave Knapp a great run out and then being able to clear him in 4.
Now Kyle Knapp back up to the lead. Jake Bustos second. Brendan L. Book. Haven't talked much about Brendan here this evening. He is up into 2-3rd here tonight. Randy Kruder started 14th. He is in 4th. Carter Coop getting passed up there by Pearson Moffitt. Hasn't completed it just yet, but he is still right neck and neck. Now he's going to complete it and get around Carter Coop. Here comes the 6 of Rick Christensen as well. Now to the inside of the 42 of Pierce Moffitt. Rick going to make the pass.
Yeah, there's passing going on throughout the entire track right now, and that's what we talked about with that draft.
Fernando Gamboa in the 23. There's no caution, but he is off into that access lane there. Well, we're still live. We're going to go back and take a look here what happened to Fernando Gamboa. Keep an eye out on up front, Brian, as we take a look here. Still under green here this evening. What happened to Fernando? That's something I do. I try to get replays. Oh, he hit the wall. That's what he did. He come out of the corner and slammed the wall. He locked it down, and he wasn't fully on the track, so there was no caution there. That's what happened to Fernando Gamboa in the 23. What are you seeing out here? Looks like we got a pass here. Looks like James Shanewoolf going to make the pass over Coop.
Yeah, I've been watching this battle for the lead right now, and Bustos just keeps getting right to the back bumper of Kyle Knapp, and he's just not making that pass right now. He's being very patient, just waiting for that right opportunity. It could happen if Knapp just makes any little mistake, but right now it seems that Bustos is perfectly fine with running in second, with this being this early in the race.
Yeah, we're still early. We're going to be coming up here on lap number 20 here momentarily the next time by. And then the next time, of course, we're going to have about 60 to go, roughly, I would say. Yeah.
It looks like Brendan Book just passed Jake Bustos for second place there.
Brendan making a pass.
It looked like Bustos gave him the position there, like Kyle mentioned. Bustos just is playing the long game, I think, right now, being very patient, not wanting to bring
3 wide on the front stretch, folks. We are 3 wide here tonight. It looks like the 11, though, of Jeremy Rigney going to back out of it. I don't think he liked being in the middle there. I really don't.
Yeah, that got very hairy, especially going into the turn there. The middle guy typically is the one who ends up getting the short end of the stick, so he decided that he didn't want to be any part of that.
3 wide again. We are Nolan Neiman.
Oh, and it looks like someone's in the wall.
Oh, yeah, someone is. Sebastian Taylor into the wall. No caution. Keeps it straight. Hood flies off. Now the hood's back on. That's the damage model here, folks. Man, the 09 not having a race he wanted. Looks like he is just going to come down pit road here. But yeah, into the wall, then right back up into the wall as well. Carter Coop under fire yet again. Jeremy Rigney also trying to go to the inside. I believe that's Tyler Raw in the 62. Not going to be able to do it.
The 38 of Patrick Moore also caught the wall pretty hard coming out of the turn. So don't know quite how much damage his car has.
Well, let's see here. Patrick Moore will take a look at it here and see.
It was back a couple laps. I just caught it, so I went back and saw it.
It looks like he does have some right front damage. It doesn't look like it's that bad, but, you know, maybe a little bit of right front, right side damage there on that 38 machine. But still holding strong right there, though, in 16th, coming from 29th. And you just see the difference here, and, you know, well, a little bit of separation, though, before we get to that. Kyle Knapp, Brendan Elbook, and Jake Bustos kind of separated themselves here from Randy Kruger, coming from 14th to 4th. James Shanewolf from 21st to 5th here this evening. So a little bit of separation going on here at about a lap, 8 or so lap run. You know, I'd put it like that.
Yeah. It seems like the front three definitely have the best cars. I would just go with, like Kyle said, I think Bustos probably has the best car.
Somebody else into the wall. I don't mean to interrupt you there, but...
that was the 26, I think it was.
Yeah, Lee Staples, yeah, got into the wall. Yep, he sure did.
That's another part with the safer barrier sticking out the way it does. It's very easy to think you're going to clear that safer barrier and have a little bit more room, and then you just miss it and tag that safer barrier, and then from there you're just stuck to that wall like glue.
Yeah, I'm all over. Dude, I'm everywhere, man. I try to get as much, you know, as many drivers on the TV as I can. Yeah, we got passing and side-by-side everywhere. I'm just one of those broadcasters, man, that I try to give everybody some TV time. Might not be the TV time they want, but you know, I try to do it. So that's why I'm everywhere.
The biggest thing I'm seeing is it does seem like there is a lot of patience going on. Guys aren't forcing the issue too much right now, and I definitely think that's a testament to these guys kind of seeing those first couple cautions and then kind of calming down a little bit now.
Well, Brian Wasserman from 13th to 18th got caught up in some stuff here early. Not too bad for the Nosaki 77, but he is back there right behind Pierce Moffitt and Rick Christensen right up ahead of the 42 machine of Pierce and the MaxSpeedTV machine. Rick Christensen there running, I believe it's Prime Time. Yeah, Prime Time Motorsports. Back into 6th place here. I think you just right now, yeah, we're seeing a lot of patience here. I think you have to. Well, Brendan Elbook did make the pass for the lead here over Kyle Knapp. So Brendan going to lead a lap. They don't get a bonus point for leading a lap, Brian.
Yeah, I think the front guys are kind of all being patient with one another. Although Bustos did fall off a little bit further than before, but that could just be him just, again, being patient back behind. Maybe he saw the guys battling in front, and instead of wanting to push the issue, just give them a little bit more room. We haven't really had a run this long yet either, so we're kind of learning who's better on the long run here, and it seems like Book has a very fast car in the long run.
Well, this is a fixed setup league here, so everybody is, of course, running the iRacing setup. We'll go back to that here momentarily. It looks like James Shanewolf going to make a pass over Randy Kruger here this evening. So James going to go up to 4th. We got a gaggle back here. We have cars all together back here. We're going to go 3 wide again. James Thorndike on the outside, or on the inside, down into turn one. We're still 3 wide. Now we're back to still 3 wide because somebody blinked out that, boy, 3 wide through one.
Yeah, and that's, I think, Coop there, who we saw start on the lead. Those not pitting, maybe not working out quite as well for him here, as he's fallen back to the 15th position. So, probably regretting not getting those tires.
Chris Canfield making his way up into the top 10, starting 26. Looks like, who is that? Patrick Moore. Boy, I see the speed drop there. Russell LePage, man, they're all right here together. I mean, bumper to bumper, nose to tail, and door to door. They're just not getting any separation back here.
And a big crash here on the front stretch.
Big crash. It looks like Rodrigo Loga going to be involved in that. Oh, let's go back and take a look at what happened to Rodrigo. While you take a look at it on your end, I'll, of course, take a look at it on my end here this evening.
Oh, it again just looks like the trying to bump draft down the front stretch here just goes wrong. 31 was pushing the 35 here, I think, trying to gain that speed, which of course you can do, but it looks like the 35 starts drifting down a little bit. The 31's on him and trying to follow him, and from there the turn just happens. I think that's more of a racing deal.
All right,
but...
well, let's see here. Oh, the 31 coming up on the 35. And, of course, you know, these cars, the way these cars are, is if you get up and underneath somebody, whether it be on the right side, the left side, or right in the center, it lifts the back end of that car up. So, you know, there is definitely some contact there between the 31 and the 35. So, I mean, man, we'll have to, of course, wait for the admins on the official word, but very, very close racing between them two for sure. Oh, that's where it looks like the 14 they're gonna get a piece of the 31. Nowhere to go as well, and he's gonna get a piece of it. That's gonna be Edward Moore Sr.
Yeah, I think that whole wreck was just a racing deal that happened. The you know, on the front stretch here, especially in these cars, you can push, like if you were at Talladega or Daytona, just because the stretches are so long. So being able to push can help you make up speed, but that's just, again, we saw just a little misalignment, and one of these cars can get turned nose first into a wall.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I do want to recap on our second caution here. The 59 was deemed at fault. The 59 got an EOL. 59 tagged the left rear of the 66 coming into one. And then coming down to the pipeline here at the caution here this evening, the 31 is going to be at fault here tonight. Contact with the 35. 31 will receive an EOL here tonight. So waiting on the official notes here. It looks like the 31 gets into the rear of the 35 coming out of turn 4. So that is going to be coming down from the admins here this evening in the admin tower tonight. Of course, it's going to be John Sterling and Rick Donathan out there here this evening.
It's going to be interesting to see if anyone decides to stay out here like we saw last time, because it didn't work out so well last time.
It looks like everybody pitted. It looks like everybody pitted.
Maybe they kind of learned what happened and are deciding that it's probably best to get those tires when those tires are available.
Oh, yeah. I think tires at Indianapolis is a premium for sure. You know you can't go the full tire to the fuel run. So, you know, come down if the caution does happen. Go ahead and get tires, get fuel. Just go ahead and get the whole shebang and be done with it. You know, he's still yet coming to lap number 30. We can't go to the end from here 25 to 30 laps on fuel. They could probably do it on tires, but they can't do it on fuel. Well, it looks like Chris Scala looks like missed his pit stall. He's going to come back down pit road, so that's going to give the lead back up to Jake Bustos here.
Yeah, that's definitely the smart decision there. With how long they ended up running on that last time, trying to stay out on those tires is just a time bomb waiting to happen.
All right. Well, it looks like we're already set to go back green flag. And this is one of the updates I hate that iRacing did is even on a big track like Indianapolis, we should still have time to interview somebody. We're coming out of turn number 2, I believe it is, coming onto the backstretch. They've just made it to where you go green quicker. That is one update that I hate.
It's something that maybe as a broadcaster you definitely hate, but as a driver, I know everyone is ecstatic about it. The pacing laps were just so long as drivers, because especially at these big tracks where it was taking 5-6 laps to pace around here. So it's just one of those things that drivers love it, but as a broadcaster, it definitely does affect what we're able to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll get them going here, Brian.
We are coming down here as we're waiting for them to get to the front stretch and that pace car to pull off. It's gonna be interesting to see what strategy is taken here on whether he jumps early. So we'll have to wait to see as we're coming through 4 now, it looks like. Again, you said the cameras here are not great. So Bustos coming down. We see the pace car peel off here at any second. And straight away, Bustos fires off here. He's getting them going. As soon as they cross the line, we'll see some of these guys start jumping around here, trying to get single file. And that was a great jump from Bustos there to be able to clear the lead. And then we see cars going side by side behind him there. Looks like the 99. And Knapp is all the way back there in 4th now. So we got some great racing up here in front. And these guys being side by side is going to allow Bustos to be able to pull away here.
And what racing we have going on right now. Man! I think they're making this thing interesting right now. Looks like a breakaway here from the top 4 all the way back to Kyle Knapp. Randy Kruder up to 5th here from 14th. He's got company behind him. Rick Christensen, Bruce Moffitt, Ryan Bradshaw, Brian Wasserman, Cody Kepner, Chris Canfield. Chris also in some company. They're all right here together, Brian. Fresh tires.
Yeah, these guys are putting these tires to work right now. I think they recognize that you can't get to the end right now, and most likely there's gonna be another caution. So these guys are pushing as hard as they can, making up as many positions.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
You always hope not. But again, kind of as a driver, you're able to read that field to be able to determine what's most likely coming. So these guys, they're pushing hard. They're trying to push each other down these straights and putting these tires to work.
You would think this is a Talladega or Daytona right now. You know, the way they're racing, and they're, you know, bumper to bumper, nose to tail. They're 3 wide, they're 2 wide. You know, they're trying to bump draft. You can't bump draft in these ARCA cars. I'm sorry, but you can't. I know that much about the ARCA cars. I mean, they're still neck and neck here. We're going to be coming up here, though, Brian, in about 7 laps to the halfway mark. And, you know, I've been broadcasting with Extreme Motorsports long enough that I know after halfway, it's all ball game from there. And then we're going to see a pass. We'll try to see a pass up here. No, we're not. We're going to get back here to Jeremy Rigney because he was looking there in that number 11. But right up ahead of him, James Thorndike, Tyler Raw going to go side by side here. Or, yeah, that's what it was. James trying to make some moves here. About a quarter of the race, almost halfway here this evening. It can be done. This is a big track.
Yeah, and Randy Kruger actually just set the fastest lap of the race so far, two laps ago now, with a 55.13. So these times aren't as fast as what we saw in qualifying, but this quick into a run shows that once these tires come in after maybe a lap or two, you can start laying down some quick times.
Well, we're taking a look at the pre-race analytics here, but it is also current as far as track temp and air temp goes. Track temp right now, 99 degrees, Brian. So it has dropped dramatically from 113 to 99. Yes, it's still hot. Don't get me wrong, but it is not as hot as it was earlier in the race.
Yeah, and that's going to affect the driving. It's not going to be as slick. You're going to have a little bit more grip. You're still going to have a lot of slickness here, but it's not going to be quite as bad. So that can be good and bad at the same time, because sometimes having that little bit of slick and sliding around just allows your car to actually go faster. Whereas if it's tight, it's going to push further, and that can actually slow you down sometimes. So It's kind of a give and take on what you really want.
It looks like Eric Talent. I'm back here at around 21st. That's going to be Eric Talent. That looks like James Thorndike right up ahead of him. Going to take it wide there. You know, we see a lot of these drivers out here, you know, James being one of them, running it kind of like an Indy race. You know, you're gonna take it wide down there to the line, and then you're going to come back up. And, you know, it can work for you, and sometimes it can't. We got side-by-side going on. Chris Canfield as well, right up ahead of him with a 62 of Tyler All. Jeremy Rigney back here running side-by-side with the 11, or in the 11, on the outside of, I think, James Thorndike. And back here, Carter Coop looks like going to make the pass there over Nolan and Russell as we got side-by-side with them.
Yeah, and I think, as you mentioned, just being able to move to that inside, it's trying to break that draft. It's why you see some of these cars not able to pull away, especially at the front, because you see who's kind of the really quick guys, but you're not able to get away from anyone because that draft just sucks them right back up to you on the straightaways, no matter what you do. It's kind of a frustrating thing, but it's something you just have to expect.
Page into the wall. We're going to go 3 wide. I don't know how that 82 managed to save it. 3 wide up ahead of them here. Back to 2 wide. It didn't stay 3 wide for long with Eric Talent, Nolan Neiman, Lee Staples. But guess what? We're going to go back 3 wide as Brad Slaughter Jr. Man, he is trying to charge back up toward the front, but he's 5 laps down. Unless we get some caution, I don't know if Brad's going to be able to hold it on and he have the decent finish he wanted. Currently running 34th right now.
Yeah, I think he had some issues with connection, as we saw earlier. iRacing sometimes isn't the most stable when it switches, so maybe had some issues there, but he did touch the wall a little bit there also while trying to push so hard, so he's maybe hurting himself a little bit now.
Yep, well, it looks like James Shanewall has led a couple of laps here, 4 laps here this evening. He is up to the lead. He has passed Jake Bustos. Jake back in second. Brendan Elbook, Kyle Knapp, Randy Kruger are going to round out the top 5 here this evening. Rick Christensen 6th, Ryan Branshaw 7th, Brian Wasserman in 8th, Pierce Moffitt 9th, and Tyler Raw currently running in 10th. They have been out here now at about 9 laps. This is about where we normally see some tire issues, and we just seen it there with the 78 of Cody Kepner got loose.
Yeah, this is typically when that tires, we always talk about that sweet spot of tires are typically loose to begin with, and that's what you want so that on the long run your car feels better. But after about 8 or 9 laps, you really start to feel those tires start to give way in these cars. So that's where you're going to see those that are able to save their tires really start to move forward.
Oh, back to single file we go. James Thorndike right up ahead of Cody Kepner. Chris Canfield right up ahead of him. Oh, we got somebody coming off of pit road there. I think that is the 14. That would be Edward Moore Sr. Yes, it is, off of pit road.
The surprising
Go ahead.
The surprising thing to me here is that they've actually pulled it away a little bit here. Shane Wolf has put almost a second gap on the car behind, and from there, Kyle Knapp has actually fallen back to 1.5 seconds back almost. So at this point, you got to wonder, is he burning his tires up too quick out in that lead, or the others saving, or is he just that good right now?
Well, I mean, I know James Shane Wolf, and he's one. Well, he's a good driver. He's one of those, of course, that also knows how to save. I don't know. I'm not James, and I'm not anybody else out here, so I really don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Well,
we
about
always
right
speculate up here.
Looks like Kruder to the inside of the 12 of Kyle Knapp. So we're going to have, looks like maybe a pass here for fourth. Oh, we got a caution. Oh, no. Who is that flipping? Brad Slaughter involved. Oh, no. Let's go back and look at what happened to Brad Slaughter Jr. And he was topsy-turvy there on his lid. So what happened to the number one machine of Brad Slaughter? Oh, right there it was. Now let's see here. Let's get a closer look here. I'll have to go to chase view.
From behind, it looks like maybe the one followed the 15 down just slightly, and the 26 was coming up to side draft, and he just came up too much there and just turned him.
Right there it was. We do see it here. Oh, man, contact between the 26 and the 1. That sends the 1 around. He goes hard into. Oh, man, that 1. He just goes flipping here this evening. Back up onto the track. Nowhere to go for the 9. He is going to collect Brad Slaughter. And, man, he just keeps going around here this evening. He lands on his lid, and everybody knows how I do it here. We're going to rewind it here. We're going to go cockpit here with Brad Slaughter Jr. If you get motion sickness, don't watch, because, a lot of these drivers, Brian, from broadcasting, they use VR, and, when they go flipping like this, it's rough. They have to, some of them even, from what I hear, close their eyes. So we're going to be on Brad Slaughter here, taking a look at what happened, man. He just hits that inside wall, and he just goes topsy-turvy and then gets hit again. That kind of reminded me of the Ryan Newman ordeal. I hate to bring that up, but he's going to flip it on his lid. He has to tow. So, that's rough.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the worst things. You always want to, if you wreck, you always want to be able to try to drive it back to the pits because it saves so much time. Worst case scenario is you land in a way that you have to tow, or you blow your engine right away.
Oh, yeah, and, that was one of those ones landing on your hood, and unfortunately, you can't get it flipped back over, so unfortunately, you're going to have to tow. And, in Brad's case right there, he unfortunately had to tow pit stops here this evening. Looks like everybody but Ryan Swan came down pit road, coming from 35th to 1st.
Yeah, and as of right now, that is your biggest mover of the race, as we're talking about that so much tonight. The next couple guys that are near that, Chris Scala is up 24 positions, and Nolan Neiman is also up 24 positions.
Oh, wow. So a little bit of a tie here?
Yeah, other than Ryan Swan right now, who's up 34 positions.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So it's going to be tough to beat that if he can hang on.
Yep,
But
yep, Ryan Swan. Well, we're over the halfway mark here this evening on MaxSpeedTV for the Extreme Motorsports and 99.com Doug Design ARCA series here, round 8 at Indianapolis of the regular season. Myself, Joshua Medlock, Brian Delp up here in the booth with me here this evening. Man, yeah, get some cautions here this evening as we take a look at that as well. 4 cautions, 9 laps so far, 38 laps to go, 7 lead changes here this evening. So, been a pretty good race here for the size of the field that we had. It could have started off rougher, but they, I think, got that patience word and understood that.
yeah, I definitely think it could have been much worse than it's been. These guys have been, I think they've seen the crashes that are happening and they're realizing, well, you got to be patient to keep that from happening. And most of the cautions have been your normal stuff, just little miscalculations when you're going at tracks like this and at such high speeds.
All right, making our way out of turn number, I believe this is 4 or just 3. This is 3 here. Well, get them going here, Brian. Go ahead, bud. I'll let you do it.
And we have Swan in the lead here as they're coming through the turn to come back to the green. He's kind of seen what Bustos has done, so we'll see whether he pulls that same strategy here, as the pace cars should be pulling off any second. They're stacking up a little bit, and then he fires off here. Bustos gets a good jump on that outside there. Swan, maybe on those older tires, didn't go as well. And actually, it's Bustos who gets across the line first, and it takes the lead going into turn 1.
Yes, it is. Back up to the lead. Jake Bustos here tonight, folks. But you know what time it is. Over halfway here this evening on Max Speed TV. What do you say we crank it up here this evening, folks? folks. Back live here on MaxSpeedTV. Cranked it up there for everybody, but we are back up live here. And of course, Jake Bustos up front. James Shane Wolf in second. Brendan L. Book in third. Kind of a separation there between the top three. Rick Christensen up to fourth, and Randy Kruger in fifth after the crank it up here. Brian, you know, we had some incidents happen there during the crank it up. Somebody's into the wall now. That's going to be Chris Scala. We're spinning. We're wrecking. Caution's out. And we're still wrecking.
Oh, that's a big one back there. And
yes.
have to go find that right now and see exactly what happened. But
go on the 83 of Russell LePage here. I think that might be where we're going to see maybe this initiate. It might be right up ahead of Russell, but we will see Russell be involved in this. And why did my cameras go off like that? All right, we'll turn the camera here, and then we'll get on Russell LePage here. He's got the 05 there of Garrett Talent right up ahead of him. So it looks like some action up ahead.
Looks like the 78 of Cody Kepner.
Oh, okay. Cody Kepner. All right. Well, let's rewind it here. Okay, the 107's right there. This is where this is going to initiate here this evening. We're going to see somebody, of course, into the wall. That's going to be the... Oh, right there, contact. We're to see the 107 there, of course, into the wall. Then contact right here with the 25 and the 78. Oh, right there it was. Boy, that was a hard lick, man.
So there were multiple incidents that happened there, as we saw. The 107 getting into the wall, and then the 78 behind was actually slowing up for the incident, not knowing where he was going. And at that point, him slowing up, waiting for the wreck to finish out, he got slammed into from behind
by the 25, and then it was on from there. The 82, the 05 going to get a piece of the action here. Little Cody Kepner going to go for a ride and a half as well. Well, that's going to bring out the caution here. It looks like Eric Talent has already taken his car behind the wall. Cody Kepner on pit road here. We'll take a look and see what the damage is on Cody. But it looks like the top 9 did not pit.
That's going to make things very interesting. We saw last time that it didn't work out for Swan. He dropped all the way down to 14th position within about 5 laps. So we didn't have quite as long of a run right now, though, as we did the time before. So they probably can't make it from here either on fuel. So these guys are probably thinking that stay out here. If there's another caution, they'll come in then. If not, then they'll stay out. And either way, they make up some track position here. So going to be very interesting to see how this plays out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Rick Christensen up front. Randy Kruger second. Kyle Knapp third. Brian Wasserman fourth. Tyler Rawl in fifth. Ryan Swan in sixth. Lee Staples in seventh. Jeremy Rigney in eighth. Orlando Rivera ninth. James Shane Wolf going to round out the top 10 here. And, you know, I would say they couldn't make it from here. But you can clutch it. You can save fuel.
It would be very difficult because Indy's a track that saving fuel, it becomes a little bit more difficult because of how much momentum is needed to make up time. And even if you don't make up time, you may be able to make up a couple positions, but with you being staying out and saving and going so much slower, guys that pit will most likely be able to still end up catching you because you have to start saving from the beginning. So it's most likely not a race-winning strategy.
Now we're entering here lap 50. Of course, coming to 51, it's going to be 30 to go here this evening. Take a look at the caution count number here this evening. 5 cautions, 11 for 11 laps, 31 laps to go. 9 lead changes. Still not a bad caution count here for Indianapolis, though, Brian. For really the amount of field we've gotten. I know I'll repeat myself, but you can't underestimate. I mean, this is the lower tier right now of extreme for the oval side, and everybody out here running a pretty good, patient race.
Yeah, everyone's taking their time right now, and just we see some guys letting others by, just waiting for their time because there's no need to push so early. Really, it's probably those last 10 laps is when you really got to start putting that pressure on.
All right, we're going to enter turn number 4 here this time by. It's going to be Rick Christensen and Randy Kruder. Going to be up front. Let's bring the driver bar back up here for everybody to that way they know who I'm on here. Pace car is going to dive off to the safety of pit road. Rick is going to be on the loud pedal. Good jump there by Rick. Randy Kruder, though, going to fight on the outside. They are across the start-finish line. And now they can change lanes if they want to, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to go single file until you get back here to around Lee Staples, Orlando Rivera, Jake Bustos, Jeremy Rigney, Brendan L. Book. They're still 2 wide, and they are going to be coming out of 2. Now 3 wide is a possibility here this evening, and it looks like we're going to see it here tonight yet again. Oh, not quite yet, but it was close.
Yeah, and up at the front here, Bustos is starting to make his way to the... Oh, the car is in the wall.
Somebody into the wall.
The 26 in the wall there.
Lee Staples again? Well, that wall is not being too friendly to the 26 here tonight.
No, it has not. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. Having some issues on my end, but yeah, he definitely ended up catching it.
Yeah, it looked like we had a driver blink out there too. I'm not sure exactly who that was. Carter Coop, Chris Canfield, Eli Green, man, they're all stacked up back here together. Jeremy Rigney on the outside of, I believe that's James Thorndike there. Yes, it is. In one of the short chutes here. There's 2 short chutes. There's 2 long stretches or straightaways, whatever you want to call them. Of course, they're coming out of turn number 4 here, and they're still side by side. Looks like James Thorndike is going to make the pass there over Lee Staples.
And now Jake Bustos has run the fastest lap of the race with a 55.08. So Bustos, after stopping and taking those tires, is running some quick times to start pushing his way back up.
So Jake Bustos is one of the drivers that pitted that last caution. Currently running in 6. Right behind him is going to be Brendan L. Book. And James Shane Wolf also pitted. Orlando Rivera did not pit, but everybody else up ahead of him as well didn't pit either. Rick Christensen being one of them. Kyle Knapp, Randy Kruder, Brian Wasserman, and Tyler Raw going to be the top 5. Lap 54 here, Brian. We are getting ever so closer to that 20 to go here, buddy, at about 6 laps.
Yeah, and I think at the 20 to go mark, that's going to be your mark of making sure you have enough to make it to the end of the race, including a green-white checkered. So I think with 20 to go, you could possibly see some guys come down on strategy. If you come down at 20, you take tires and fuel. It runs green. You're in a perfect position. If it doesn't run green after that, you can stay out and make up all that track position.
Oh, Brendan L. Book going to make a couple of passes there. James Shane Wolf and Jake Bustos going to fall right behind him, as well as Tyler Raw. Brendan L. Book going to go into 5th. And you talk about the green-white checkered, that is a possibility, but over here at Extreme, Brian, they only get one attempt, so that's all that they get.
Yeah, and that limits it a little bit. You don't have to quite as worry about it as much because you can kind of calculate that out. Another big thing that's happening right now is that Christensen and Knapp, they've been able to pull away a little bit. And what's happened also is that Book, Shane Wolf, and Bustos, they're maybe stuck behind some of those other cars that stayed out, slowing them up a bit. And so that's allowed the front two to be able to check out some, so making their strategy a great one at the moment.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, my Dosaki 77 machine of Brian Wasserman, he is up to fourth here. I wouldn't count out that Dosaki 77 here, Brian, by no means, whether it be for a win, a top 3, or top 5. He is one heck of a racer. Pierce Moffitt in traffic. Oh, 3 and 4 wide back here. Well, something happened to Pierce. Ryan Branshaw down pit road. This might be a strategy here as he comes down pit road. I wouldn't count it out for Ryan.
This is that high end, as we talked about, of being able to make it on fuel. You can make it from here. I would worry if there is a green-white checkered, though, and I would worry that you may be undercalculating it a little bit. But these drivers have been running. They know what they've got. They've put in a lot more practice than I could calculating. So they know more of what's going on. But based on what we know of the window, this definitely is an area you can make it from.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see that strategy play out.
You are new, not only, helping me up in the booth here tonight, but you're new to Extreme and, 75% fuel. I'm sure you've seen it anywhere between 60 and probably 100%. So, because I know I have, I've seen it anywhere between 60% fuel and half-length races all the way up to 100% full-length races. So, when you're running 75% fuel, it is different.
Yeah, it does change the dynamic of it, and every league does their own thing depending on the amount of laps that are going on. And going back to the racing right now, the front guys, they've pulled over a 2-second lead on third place of Cruder right now. These guys are putting down
we're racking back in the back. No! Chris Canfield, the 26 of Staples. And I believe there is the caution here this evening. This is going to change things, Brian. Definitely going to change things.
Yeah, we saw that car just pit right there, and he's going to be able to stay out here and make up a ton of track position. So that strategy is going to work out very well for him here as we go back and look at this wreck.
Yep, I'm going to be on Chris Canfield here in the number 92 machine. Where's their contact between? Oh, I believe there was a little bit of contact bumper hook action there with the 92 and the 26. That sent them both inside to the inside of really the pit wall entrance there. Coming out of turn number 4. Caution did fly. I believe that is where the caution is going to come out here again tonight. Well, of course, get the official word here. What do you do right now in this situation, though, Brian? You've been out here as long as some of these other drivers, Rick Christensen being one of them. Really, Rick, the top 3, they've been out here at about 17 laps. Do you go ahead and stay out and chance it, or do you just go ahead and come down pit road, get the 4 Mr. Feel Goods and the tires, or 4 Mr. Feel Goods and the fuel, and then know that you can make it to the end?
I think no matter who you are, whether you came down that last one or not, I think you come down here just because you can make it from the end here. And that's the biggest thing is getting that fuel here gives you that opportunity to maybe do strategy later. So I think that no matter who you are, you come down, you get fuel, you get tires, and then go from there.
All right, we're going back here to caution number 4 here this evening. Contact between the 26 and the 1. They're going to deem that as a racing incident here this evening. 26-1 fighting for the same real estate, basically. So a racing incident with that one. Contact with caution number 5 is going to be 107, 92, 78, 25. They're going to name that one as a racing incident as well. 107 gets into the wall. 78 and 25 get together while checking up for the 107 into turn 3. So they deemed that one as a racing incident. And then caution number 6, at fault is going to be the 92. Contact with the 26. The 92 will receive an EOL here this evening. So that is, getting down here to that penalty chart here this evening. I'm grateful for that. That way I kind of know what's going on track, and I can relay that to all the viewers out there here this evening. We've hit, I want to say 52 at peak here tonight. Man, awesome job of everybody out there. Brian, you ain't doing so bad yourself, bud.
Thank you. I'm trying my best here. First time here at MaxSpeedTV, getting used to everything and doing things a little bit differently. But
Yeah,
I'm enjoying my time and getting used to the racing that's going on here.
Well, of course, tomorrow night, folks, we're going to be right back at it here at Indianapolis for the Northern Capital Truck Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. Myself, Joshua Madlock, Stephen Dean, of course, will be joining me tomorrow night if he can make it. I know real life gets in the way, of course. So I'll be talking to Stephen throughout tomorrow and, kind of see what happens. But I think Indianapolis is one of those tracks. You definitely need at least 2 people up in the booth, though, Brian.
Oh yeah, there's just so much going on with how big this track is. It's very hard to catch everything because I can be focused on a leader and you're saying someone's crashing and it's nowhere near in frame for me at all. So it just shows how large this track is and how no matter where you are in the field, there could be a battle going on.
Yes, it is. So it looks like Jeff Glockner stayed out, as well as Ryan Branchaw. Now, he's only been out there at about 4 laps. So, man, 4 lap difference to, at about a 3 lap difference between everybody, Brian. We're coming down to 20 to go here, man. 20 laps remaining here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. Could that 3 lap difference, play a big factor into what's going to probably transpire here this evening, coming the next time by, 19 to go?
I don't think it's going to play as much. I think 3 laps, probably a decent amount, actually. Your tires are going to be a little bit worn in, and usually on that start is when you see some of the tires getting a little bit slick, actually, and you can see guys fighting the wheel more and being loose, and so having that little bit of wear can actually help help the tires out quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep, I got you. Hey, we got to get our thoughts in. I would take it, I would want to be on the same tires. This is just me personally. If I was out here racing, I would want to be on the same tires as everybody else. But, your strategy, that's where strategy comes in. Can you hold it? Can you make something of nothing? 3 tire difference, 13 tire difference, as we're going to see Jeff Glockner be up front here. Get him going here, buddy, because we're going to be coming to 19 to go this time by.
Yeah, and Jeff Glockner is actually up 27 positions right now as we talk about that biggest mover before we take the green right here. So he's right now sitting in that highest position with Nolan Neiman up 24 positions. So these guys are moving all the way throughout this field. So as we come out here onto the front stretch, pace car is going to pull on in and Glockner will have control of the field. He slowed down just a little bit to be able to gas it up there and get a nice jump up here as we are taking the green flag here at Indianapolis. Looks like he's able to definitely clear the 16 there. And back behind, they are fighting for positions and before single filing in the middle of the turn.
Yep. No, after the start-finish line, they can change lanes. They can go inside or outside. After turn 2, though, that's where you're going to see these guys going to get wild and wide here tonight. 3 wide, 4 wide. Haven't seen it yet here this evening, but Yeah, wouldn't put it past me coming down to the wire
And
here
we have
tonight.
a pass for the lead going on up here.
Branshaw up to the top spot here tonight. Here comes Rick to the inside. That would be Rick Christensen. He's going to overtake second here out of 4 and coming to 18 to go here this evening. Side by side for the lead. Down into turn number 1, Brian.
Yeah, and Kyle Knapp's sitting there waiting to pick this off. Also, he had got a little loose on that start. Oh, and the 16's into the wall.
Contact! There was some contact there. There's no caution. It's going to send Ryan Branshaw back into 7th. We're going to go 3 wide back here with them. I'm not sure who that is. Brian Wasserman. Yeah, that Osaki 77. I should know that car by now. But Indianapolis don't have the best camera angle, so we'll blame it on that here this evening. Oh, bumper to bumper there between the 77 and the 59. Oh, boy, here we go. Out of turn number 4. We're getting wild back here. Boy, from 4th all the way to 9th, side by side between everybody. Hey, I'm just going to put it to you that way. I can't keep up with it.
I was getting a little nervous there coming off of 4.
We're racking back here, and it's going to be Ryan Branshaw involved in that number 16 machine. We kind of seen what happened there. A little bit of contact there between the leaders, and he kind of fell back. So kind of what happened here, what happened to Ryan?
It looks like they were going for the same space here. The 16 kind of moved down on entry. The 77 was right there. I guessing he expected the 77 to be exactly on that white line. He wasn't quite down there yet, and the 16 just got turned from it. So to me, it looked a little bit like a racing deal, but we'll have to see what, of course, the admins see it as.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't make the calls, man. I just, whatever they say, that's what goes. But we will take a close look here. Ryan Branshaw, the 16 Serve Pro machine, the 77 to the inside. Ooh, boy, that was really close between them two. Man, that might have
like
that
a
might
little
have
bit
been
of net code.
a little bit of we call it hammy action here, but it's hammy action. It's hammy action. So it could have been a little bit of hammy action there between the two. As well, of course, but nevertheless, Ryan going to take the rough end of the stick there. 59 as well, going to get the rough end of that bunch. It looks like the 11 as well going to get, a piece of that number 16. The 15, of course, of Nolan Neiman. Just nowhere to go. Plows the number 16 of Ryan Branshaw. And you've got to really take care of your car here. It is internet, hammy action, or net coding, or lag, whatever you want to call it. It does play a factor, Brian, because not everybody has the same internet connection. My internet connection might be totally different from yours. And we've talked, so I know it is. So the difference between server is when it receives it and then you receive it back, it's totally different.
Yeah, it can affect it. Along with also, we are on the iRacing servers too. Yes. So that's what we talked about. Mentioned earlier, when iRacing switches over, every Monday is when the tracks switch over. And so sometimes when that happens, you can see some issues that happen within the servers so afterwards. So that's one of those things where you're dependent on your server along with the iRacing server and the people you're racing server. And so somewhere in there, just one little bit off, and that's when we see the netcode or hammy action, as you like to call it.
It's a long story, but we'll go with it. Official words from the admins here tonight. At fault will be the number 16 machine there. with contact with 77 of Brian Wasserman. So Ryan Branshaw at fault, and with contact with 77, 16 will receive an EOL. 16 comes down on the 77 into turn 1. So, yeah, admins make the decisions. Of course, in the booth here in the admin tower, John Sterling. It looks like Curtis Vollmer joining the festivities up there and now as well, Rick Donovan. So big shout out to all three of them, and a big shout out again, of course, to Doug Designs, the real Doug Designs. Visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/the real Doug Design. Man, good race. You were coming down to the wire though. 15 to go, 14 this time by. I said it before and I'll say it again. I think we're about to see a little bit more extreme racing here this evening.
Yeah, and I want to say, look at where our picks are sitting right now. Can we pick them or what now?
1 and 2 here this evening. Rick gonna get them going. Kyle gonna be on the outside. Take a look at who pitted here. Doesn't look like anybody in the top 10 pitted. You have to go all the way back here to Jake Bustos in 16th to, where pit stops happen. So, this is going to get wild. 7. Everybody can make it, though. I think even Jeff Glockner can make it. He's been out here at about 19 laps. So I think he can make it to the end. I think he is just kind of waiting patiently. Jeff, I've known Jeff for a while as well. I didn't recruit him over here, but I've known him for a while. He's one of those drivers. He's like a dark horse. He's like one of those, he's like a black mamba. You just never know when he's going to strike.
Yeah, and the other thing is under these cautions that are coming also is helping because he's able to clutch it, turn the car off, whatever he really needs to do to save that fuel.
Yes. Oh, we're going to enter turn number 3 here tonight. And, of course, coming out of turn number 4, or into 4 here. We'll be coming out of 4 here momentarily. It's going to be Rick Christensen getting them going here. We're going to get back over here to Chad here tonight. Folks, you don't want to miss the end of this race here as the pace car dives off to the safety of pit road. Rick's going to be in control. He's going to hold him back. No, he's going to be on the loud pedal. Green flag is back out, coming across the stripe. 13 laps to go here this evening.
And as we see normally, cars kind of single file out through the first 2 turns here. Although the pressure is on Kyle Knapp right now from Shane Wolf. He is making sure that Knapp knows he's there.
Yes, he is really laying that bumper here to him. And it looks like we've got the 62 there, Tyler Raw, diving it to the inside here of that number 83, I believe that is.
I believe so.
Yeah, James Shane Wolf. Out of 4, still side by side. That is, of course, a 4th third here this evening. We come across the stripe and click it down to 12 to go here tonight. Rick, Kyle, neck and neck here. Man, I think we got some good picks here tonight. I am so glad Rick told me not to pick him. I mean, I would even satisfy right now a second. Rick has been so strong, as well as Kyle Knapp, too. I mean, everybody out here, really. Not just picking on our picks here, but, everybody that's running out here on the lead lap and beyond, they've been so strong out here tonight and just being patient here this evening. Right now, it's coming down to the wire. Battle back here. Orlando Rivera, Brian Wasserman, Doug Blackman. Oh, Lord.
They are battling up here for the lead right now, and Knapp is actually out in front. Christensen seems to have maybe a little bit of issue in one because he fell right back to the snare of Shane Wolf, but
Yes, he
he's able to
did.
stay in front of him for the moment being.
I'm going to pick on Kyle Knapp here tonight and call him Knapp. Oh, we got some action back here happening. 3 wide. Back to 2 wide. Yep. At about 19th place, Jeremy Rigney. Lee Staples, James Thorndyke, Lane Doyle. Looks like Doug Blackman also in a bit of company here as well on the outside. 10 laps to go here tonight. Kyle Knapp here up front, currently in the lead here. Started in third. Rick Christensen under fire from Shane Wolf.
Yeah, and it looked like Christensen might have been able to clear him on the exit of both of the past turns, but Shane Wolf has just been able to keep his nose just enough under there that Christensen's had to stay high.
Oh, he is going to have to stay high. We're going to go sideways. We're wrecking the 33, the 6, and oh, man, he's going to get mad at me. Oh, man, in contact, the 24 going to hit Rick Christensen here this evening. Man, I think he's going to get mad at me here tonight, Brian.
The commentators curse a little bit there. So, from looking at the incident,
Yep, going to take a look at it. Go ahead.
We saw Shane Wolf slide up right in front of the 6, and I think the 6 was trying to maybe cross him over a little bit because we saw Shane Wolf push up, so Christensen had that opportunity to then make that move. But at that point, the 62 was right there.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a clear view here. I mean, we're looking at it right now, right there. Yeah, the 62 down to the inside, and, the same real estate under 10 to go, we'll get the official word, of course, from the admins, but yeah, Rick trying to do what he can to hit, pass, make the pass and hold that real estate, but not knowing the 62 is there, and the number 6 is going to go sideways. The 62 going to make contact again with the 6, and then the 33 nowhere to go. But man, what a hard lick there for the 62 on that right front as well to the outside wall. And then as we continue to play it here, we see both of these drivers, try to stop it, but the 6 coming down, and then the 24 and that RB Custom Rigs machine going to take a lick there with that 6 machine. Heavy damage going to be coming on, and that number 24 of Jeff Glockner as well. A tough break. I mean, these drivers had a fast car out here tonight, and it all comes down to under 10 to go.
Yeah, it was just when you're in the side 10 to go, that's when you have to push. You got to be able to make up those spots. So at that moment, no one was going to lift for anyone in that situation. And so that's just what the outcome is of when guys do that. A lot of times you go for the same real estate and wrecks happen, but it's going to put a lot of guys in a good position to get a good finish now that maybe didn't have that opportunity as much.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes, Jeremy, I said it. I said Knapp. Yeah, I got Jeremy Knapp out there in chat, out there picking on me. Oh, I pick on everybody. You know that, buddy. Glad to have you out there in chat. Craig Franklin joining us back out there in chat. Craig, glad to have you out there. It's been a long time. Jake Russo, I've been meaning to thank you for tuning in here, buddy, as always. Man, awesome, man. Thank you for showing up. Zach Ogburn out there. It looks like Jeremy Clifton. joining us out there in chat here. Man, thank you all so much. It looks like 55 a peak here so far. We're going to step away, play a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, folks. Oh, man. Coming to 7 to go here to 6 this time by, or I think it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be 7 and then 6 probably when we get the green. We'll be right back. Folks, we are back here live on MaxSpeedTV, man. We are into 3 and coming out of turn number 4. Coming to 6 laps to go this time by. I'm going to turn it over to Brian here, buddy. Brian, man, get him going here, man.
And we're coming off of 4 right now, as we'll see the pace car duck low and onto pit road. We'll see what strategy Knapp uses here. He fires off as soon as that pace car leaves the field to get a nice jump there on Shane Wolf as they're going down the straight and into turn 1.
Down into turn number 1. Kyle Knapp, our leader here tonight. Holding off James Shane Wolf and Brendan. Oh, a quick caution. What?
I'll have to go back and...
A quick caution here. Phantom caution is what I like to call it. Darth Vader, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to be on Rick Christensen here. I did a replay, but, you know, everybody trying to catch up to the field here, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. Get the green, and, man, I don't know. Oh,
Yeah,
the 88, I believe it is. Donnie Lee? Oh, yeah. Donnie Lee was involved in this on the restart. I don't think it's going to be a GWC. It might be, but I don't know. And this is on the restart here tonight. So let's get here on a chase. Well, it's going to be on a chase view, but when we turn the camera, so it's going to be on a side view. So looks like on the restart here, right here, something happened there. The 82 and the 88, there was contact there. The 82 might have hit the wall. And then down into the 88, going to spin the 88, and then here we go. It was on from there. The one of Brad Slaughter. It looks like the 44. I'm going to get a piece of the action there with the number 1. What are you seeing here, bud?
Yeah, I think the 88 just kind of moved up there. I'm not exactly sure why or what exactly happened, but I mean, there was nowhere for the other car to go, and that's just kind of led to the 88 getting turned.
All right. Well, caution 8, of course, at fault, the number 6. Oh, it was on the 6. A caution? Let's take a look here. That's the 9th caution. So, okay, caution 8 was on the 6. Contact with the 62. 6 will receive an EOL, 62-3. We're going to wait on the official word here from the Extreme Motorsports and 99.com officials here, the admins, as we do call them. So let's wait and see kind of what happens here. But we got 4 to go. This may turn into a GWC, the one and only here tonight.
Yeah, that's going to make things very interesting, to say the least, because when it's a GWC, these guys will push from the beginning, and we saw guys not really given a ton of room within 10 to go. When you got green-white checkered happening, there is no space given to anyone. It is full out. As hard as you can push the car, you're going to push it. So we're gonna see some contact most likely within the green-white checkered.
Yeah, I am waiting on one of the admins up in the booth. I did poke them to see kind of where we're standing here, but of course we'll know, of course, coming across the stripe. But I do want to get the official word. So coming across the stripe, we're gonna hit 3 to go. So I think it's going to be a GWC attempt here, the one and only that they get. Well, I don't know. It might be a GWC under regulation.
Quite possibly, because I think the lights are off the pace car at the moment, and they are double filing up, so they could have another attempt. This is going to be a regulation green-white checkered then.
Yes, it
they'll
is.
take it on lap 79. So there's still another chance if something happens on that first lap like we saw last time. So we'll see what happens here. But hopefully the leader can get around and take that white flag, and then we'll get to see this thing end at regulation time.
Well, if the leader takes the white flag, whatever happens behind him happens. If the leader does not take the white flag and a caution comes out, that's it. That's under the GWC attempt. Of course, right now, I do believe it's going to be under regulation here. So we are still within the fight here this evening. I'm still learning the whole GWC regulation and all that good stuff. So, I think this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, these guys are going to be pushing it right here, and some guys have a little bit newer tires. I'm looking back at Jake Bustos, has the latest tires, so we're going to see what happens right now.
All right, out of 4, pace car is going to dive off to the safety of pit road here tonight. Kyle Knapp going to waste no time on the loud pedal. Green flag is out here tonight. We're 2 to go here this evening under, I believe, regulation here this evening. So, man, side by side, they can change lanes right now. They can't go 3 wide just yet, but I suspect these guys will probably do it. James Shane Wolf going to take the second place here over Brendan L. Book. James Shane, oh man, well, I believe this is a GWC. It's not updating. No, it's updating. Never mind. Oh man, what is it going to take? Oh, we got bumper. Oh, door to door. Oh, we got wreck happening as well. Caution is out. Guess what?
We're going to do it one more time.
We're going to do it one more time. You got it. Looks like Cody Kepner is going to be involved in this.
Yeah, and I saw this coming back here behind the front 3. They were 3 wide back there trying to get into the turn. And turn 4 is not a place you want to try to be 3 wide.
It looks like we've got a driver blinking out there. I'm going to be on Cody Kepner here. Awesome supporter right here. But, oh, right there it was. Contact there. It's going to spin the 78 around. And the caution is going to come out. It looks like there was some more action right ahead of him. Let's get down here on the chase view here to kind of see. Okay, that would be the 9 machine. They're going to make that contact. So let's get on that number 9. The Rick's Hot Sauce. Here comes that 35 as well. So let's get on Ryan Swan. And right there, looked like maybe some hammy action there between the 35 and the 9. That kind of jumped the 35 out there, too. I think the caution, though, is going to come out, though, between the contact with the 9 of Ryan Swan and the 78. I think that's where it's going to come out here.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the official word from the admin
yeah.
there. But there was actually, going back and looking at it, there was some net code or hammy ham between the 25 and the 08 there that actually ended up causing that, because there's a chance that based on how the 31 and the 25 made it through that corner, that they could have made it through 3 wide actually had that not happened.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we got the official word. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here this evening. It looks like lap 79 at fault is going to be on the 9 here this evening. Contact with the number 78. The 9 will receive an EOL. Of course, his first one of the night, so that's what he gets is an EOL. The 9 gets into the left rear of the 78 out of turn number 3. And you hate to see it late in the race here.
Yeah, especially late in the race, because what you're doing then is you're putting yourself in such a hole, because you now have 2 laps to effectively make up as many positions as you can. And that makes it so much harder than what it would be if you had your normal position.
All right. Well, the green and white checkered. 1 of 1 here this evening. The leader, of course, has to take the white flag. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and as you said, they only get 1 attempt at this, and this is the final attempt. We had an unofficial one happen when they took the green on lap 79, but this is it. So basically, if anything happens before the white flag is taken, then that ends the race right then and there. The white flag is if it gets taken. Then if the crash happens, well, try to get that thing going and make up whatever position you can.
I think right now, if I was a driver, which I'm not, but if I was a driver, I would YOLO it. You know, I would just go. Yeah, you know, try not to cause an accident or a caution, of course, but I would YOLO it, man. I would just go. You know, you've been out here, say, 2 laps or 30 laps. Just go. Because right now, this is it. This is all they get. They get 3 laps. That's it.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things that could determine who wins this race is Kyle Knapp's start. If he can time it at just the right moment so that Brendan Book can get inside James Shainwolf, then that's going to make them 2 fight it out in turns 1 and 2, and that's going to give Kyle Knapp the opportunity to pull away a little bit. But if he doesn't get them side-by-side fighting, then Shainwolf's going to be able to pull in right behind him and put that pressure on. And he was right on Kyle Knapp's bumper last time, so it's really going to come down to the start to figure out what exactly is going to happen.
Well, I would wreck Brandon L. Book for a Klondike bar. I'm just joking. You know the old Klondike bar joke?
Yeah.
You know, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Exactly. We ain't sponsored by Klondike here, folks. I just love using that remark. But, man, yeah. Kyle Knapp, James Shainwolf, Brendan L. Book, Eli Green, Jake Bustos, top 5. Right now, who is our biggest mover? As we make our way out of turn number 4 here, ready for the one and only GWC here tonight. As you take a look at that, we're going to go ahead and get him going here. Pace car dives off to the safety of pit road. Kyle going to waste no time. He's going to be on the loud pedal. Green flag is back out for the one and only green, white, checkered here. And the caution flies. That's going to end it. That's it.
Kyle Knapp picking up the victory, and I just want to say I am 1 for 1, and we had a lot of people
Wow.
in chat who also picked Kyle Knapp.
You sure did.
We'll have to go back and see what exactly brought out that caution, though, to end the race.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Ryan Swan. I don't know if this is where it happened, but I'm going to be on Ryan here in the number 9. I don't think... Oh, it looks like maybe the 17 might have got a little loosey-goosey there and spun those tires. That's going to be... Oh, Ratzel Pretzel, come on now. You know better than that. Of course, heavy damage on that Northern Capital 17 machine. Right up ahead of him, loosey-goosey. Can't change lanes before the start-finish line. The 9 right into the back of the 17. The 17 goes hard into the wall. It looks like the 9 also going to take a spin of his own there. And down into, several drivers. The 23 and that number 1, the 23 doing, man, that 20, look at the 23. He is on the barriers there. I mean, there's nothing that 23 can do.
Yeah, but either way, it works out for Kyle Knapp picking up the victory here at Indianapolis, and I'm sure he wanted to actually take the checkered under green, but a win is a win, and I'm sure he'll be happy with it either way.
Well, as we come down to the 1 to go here under caution, it's going to be Kyle Knapp up front here tonight. Kyle Knapp, James Shane Wolf, and Brendan L. Book is that's the way it's going to end it here this evening on 1, 2, and 3. And yes, you are 1 for 1 here tonight, Brian. I know where you live. Man, what a pick, though, Brian. What a pick.
I got to give it out to chat on that one. I was looking a little bit. Well, I may have made the decision a little before I saw it in chat. They definitely cemented my decision in deciding to go with Kyle Knapp here. So this one's a chat win, I'll call it. So I'll definitely take it. But looking down the field, it looks like our biggest mover of the race is Nolan Neiman, up 26 positions. And second there is Doug Blackman, who went up 25 positions, so falling 1 short there to Nolan Neiman.
Nolan Neiman gonna win our race here, or our custom license plate here tonight. Man, what a race. Man, this is awesome for sure. Of course, we will wait for them to cross the line. We'll get the official top 3. All right. Well, it looks like it's going to be Kyle Knapp here. Going to be our winner here this evening. Kyle Knapp winning it round 8 here tonight at Indianapolis. Not the way he wanted to do it, I'm sure, but I think he'll take it there, Brian.
Yeah, and I mean, racer's mentality, you hate to see it happen like that, but you'll definitely take the checkered flag either way.
Yes.
And he'll go and burn that car down.
Oh, yes, he will, folks. We will step away here, get the top 3 up here in staging. And, man, you know what's going to happen next on MaxSpeedTV, the post-race show here tonight. Oh, man, we got to hear from these drivers here this evening, Brian. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to talk to the top 3 here. We're going to let Kyle burn it up, and we'll get him up here to talk to you. folks. We're back here with the top three here tonight. We're going to start here with our third place. The number 99 at Brendan L. Book, Indianapolis here tonight, Brendan, man. 80 laps, man. Man, rough race, but, man, good runs there for sure. A lot of side-by-side action. Even some 3Y, man. Talk about it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was a fun race overall there in the beginning and the middle portion. Starting fifth and then, coming out with a top three finish, and 0X, one of most things I try to work for. But for the most part, yeah, I had a lot of fun battles with people out there. Everyone raced clean for the most part that I've noticed. Not really mad at anybody. And I'm just glad of this finish. My career best finish third. And then, can't thank my teammates at ECM enough for helping me out. And then also, spotting and, thinking strategy during the race. And then also I want to thank everybody from, the ARCA series and Doug Blackman for sponsoring, Doug Design, with his sponsor, his company. And then also you guys up there in the booth, and then the admin Sterling and Curtis. So just thankful to be here.
Well, it's Indianapolis. Yeah, round 8, but we go to round 9 next week at Richmond night race, man. Winding down the regular season here. What is it going to take here this season, Brandon?
I mean, given where I'm at in the standings right now, and like you said, round 9 coming up, and we got 10 total rounds. So I think these last 2 races for the playoffs, I think I'm going to still be sitting in third place in the standings. I just want to take my time and just relax, and not try to get in too much trouble or whatnot. I think Richmond's going to be way different. It's going to be a lot of side by side and all about tire management, I think, at the short track and whatnot, and taking care of your car.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, any other final thought shout-outs you want to give before you go celebrate third here this evening?
Just once again, my teammates helping me out and, practicing different lines and different ways to set the car up as far as the ratios and offsets go. So that's it.
All righty, Brandon. We'll see you next week at Richmond, buddy. Go celebrate third.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. Well, that's going to bring us here to our second place here this evening. James Shane Wolf here tonight. And I believe Brian has caught up with him.
Hey, James, great finish tonight in the second place position. I'm sure you wanted that thing to run green there to try and get that first place. What was going through your head during that green-white checkered as we were coming to green?
Honestly, not do anything stupid. We haven't had a good few weeks here. I think my best finish the last 3 races is like 24th. So we needed a good points night. So I was going to go for it, but I wasn't going to put myself in any position where I could honestly mess up and lose a bunch of spots.
How do you think the race went overall for you? You kind of moved around a little bit based on whenever you pitted or things like that, or when others pitted. Overall, what do you think happened throughout the race that kind of set you up to be there at the end?
Well, first of all, I got to apologize to the 43. I turned him at the very beginning of the race completely on accident, was not intentional, and I hate that I ruined his night. But the tempo of the race was great. It definitely played into my hand with them short runs. I had a really good short run car, and it worked out. Pit strategies worked out for us. I took 2 tires a couple times to get up towards the front, and we didn't take a long enough run to where I was going to lose a bunch of time on it. So it worked out pretty good.
Now we're heading to Richmond for the next race. How are you feeling there? That's much different than what we have here at Indianapolis, with it being a shorter track compared to the big Indy. So how are you feeling heading towards the next race?
Pretty confident actually. Richmond's my home track. I'm a Virginia boy, so to get a win there would be pretty cool. I prefer the short tracks over these big 2-mile or 1.5-mile tracks. So I've been looking forward to Richmond all season.
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to for your second place finish?
Yeah, I got to thank Doug Blackman at Doug Design for putting this whole thing together, along with ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Got to thank Elite Entertainment and Gaming for coming on board as a primary sponsor for this season. Drew over at One Mind 2 Design for hooking me up with some killer-looking hot rods. Ed at First Impression Interior for his support, and Cody Kepner at Kepner Boys Trucking for his support as well.
All right. Well, that is James Shane Wolf. Congratulations again on the second place finish and for stopping in and talking with us.
Thank you, bud. Y'all have a good night.
You too, bud. All righty, folks. Well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. Now, I said I was going to interview him, but I'm going to throw Brian on the spot here tonight. And Gary knows all about being thrown on the spot. So he's up here in the booth with us. He's not talking, but Brian, go ahead and interview our winner here. His second win of the season. And I know you've got some things to talk about with Kyle here this evening, bud.
Hey, Kyle, congratulations on the big win here at Indy. I know it was a little bit of up and down throughout the race there with all the different cautions and people pitting at different times. I picked you to win at the beginning of the race, so I'm pretty excited right now for you. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, that was a good race. Good pit strategy towards the end got me and Rick Christensen out front after we got that long run. But yeah, I'm happy to have the number 12 back in victory lane.
Now, going up to that last restart there, what was going through your head? Because I'm sure you were thinking about different times to go on the restart. What exactly were you thinking about there?
Yeah, I knew James was probably going to think I was going to go as soon as I got to the pit wall. So as soon as the pace car got off, all four tires off the racing surface, I went, and I don't even think I made it past start finish line and the caution flag was out. So I was pretty happy with that because I definitely think Shane Wolf would have got me.
Now, we're heading to Richmond next week. That's definitely a bit of a different track here than what Indianapolis is. What are your thoughts heading into there with that being such a different style of racing?
It's a big unknown. I've never raced there in any series, so I'll be putting a lot of miles this week at that track.
All right. Well, Josh, do you have any questions for our race winner?
Well, Kyle, awesome job out here tonight. You did what you had to do to win it. I know that's not the way probably that you wanted to win it here tonight. Such a fast car out there, but I'm sure you'll take a win. Your second win for sure on the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would have liked to see it play out like Michigan a couple weeks ago with me and Shane Wolf, but I'll take it though. It's pretty sweet when that Indy.
Yeah, man, awesome job, Kyle, man. Any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks? Whatever you want to give here before we let you go celebrate your victory here tonight.
Well, I got to thank R&B Custom Rigs, Rick's Hot Sauce, Doug Design for sponsoring the ARCA series. Garrett, Timothy, all my teammates for helping me out. Michael Atkins helped me a ton today in this ARCA car, so I gotta give a big shout out to him too as well.
All righty, Kyle. Well, we will see you at Richmond next week, buddy. Round 9, man. Go celebrate your victory here tonight.
Thanks, John.
All righty, folks. Well, that's going to do it here for the interviews, but we have got the unofficial results. Of course, pending any admin stuff that they have to do, but Kyle Knapp is going to be our winner here tonight, man. What a race. And what a finish here under caution, but man, it was what a race here tonight. James Shane Wolf in that second spot. Brendan Del Book in third. Eli Green fourth. Doug Blackman in fifth. Jake Bustos and got a finish in sixth. Rodrigo Lugo seventh. Lane Doyle in eighth. Carter Coop ninth. And Jeremy Rigney going to round out the top 10. Brian?
In 11th, we have Brian Wasserman. 12th, Lee Staples. 13th, James Thorndike. 14th is Patrick Moore. 15th, Nolan Neiman. 16th is Chris Canfield. 17th, Tyler Raw. 18th is Justin Lemke. Sorry about that.
Lemke.
So I was
Yep.
right. I questioned myself a little bit now.
No, you were right.
19th is Cody Kepner. And 20th is Randy Kruder.
All right, 21st, Rick Christensen, man. Another fast car out there, going to finish 21st here. Ryan Swan, another fast car making his way up toward the front, 22nd. Ryan Bradshaw, yet again, another fast car, 23rd. Fernando Gamboa, 24th. Sebastian Taylor, 25th. Orlando Rivera 26th, Pierce Moffitt 27th, Brad Wetzelpretzel in 28th, Donnie Lee 29th, Edward Morris Sr. going to round out the top 30. Brian, finish us out here this evening.
And finishing us out here, 31st, we have Chris Scala. 32nd is Russell LePage. 33rd is Sean Corcoran. 34th is Jeff Glockner. 35th, Eric Talent. 36th is Brad Slaughter Jr. 37th, Kevin Franks. 38th, Matt Alverson. 39th, Edward Bray. 40th is Rick Donathan Sr. And finishing out the field in 41st is Keith Haney.
All right. Well, that is going to do it here. But again, congratulations goes to our winner here tonight, Kyle Knapp. I got to say it, Knapp, just because who's in chat here. But it is actually pronounced a nap here. And, of course, a shout out to Brian here joining us up here in the MaxSpeedTV booth, Brian. Man, what a race out here tonight. And, of course, I hope you enjoyed yourself here for the first time.
Oh, yeah, I definitely enjoyed myself. It's been a lot of fun calling the race with you. It's been a lot of fun seeing the racing that we had happen. I mean, everyone pushing it as hard as they were. Just so much going on and just all over the track, the amount of action that we had. So it's going to be very interesting to go from here straight to Richmond, and we're going to see these guys even have to push their patience even a little bit more there.
It's going to be a patience game for sure. But tomorrow night, the Northern Capital Truck Series. We're going to unload the trucks here tomorrow night at Indianapolis here, folks. Man, make sure you tune in 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here on MaxSpeedTV. But until tomorrow night, folks, thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe and have a good night.